Hey everybody, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm gonna give everybody kind of a minute to join if you can. And so welcome back from spring break. Today we're gonna be talking about how to better understand and even beat boredom. So a lot of y'all are probably coming back from really fun spring break plans and, going and doing everything that you guys want to do over the break. It can be kind of hard to come back and get back into the swing of things and get back into a routine. You might even be bored with it. So if you feel like this applies to you, chances are you can kind of feel lost or imprisoned even by your inability to grab onto things that interest you again. So some people confuse boredom with laziness, but the two are really different. So laziness can bring up images of somebody, kind of lounging around and not wanting to put any effort into anything that they're doing. But people who are bored can sometimes feel restless or, really wanting to actually do something, but not feeling compelled or motivated to do anything in particular. So you might feel stuck. So as surprising as it may seem, you can break out of boredom much like you might break out of a prison, kind of by tunneling down. So the first step towards feeling motivated and breaking out of your boredom is to actually, and this may seem counterintuitive, allow yourself to fully feel the boredom. You may think you already do, and you may be saying, well, I feel the boredom too much. That's the problem. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm watching this video. But in actuality, you're probably doing things to kind of escape the boredom. You're surfing the internet, you're on TikTok, you're on your phone, you're watching TV. You're kind of trying to escape that feeling of boredom, which is a natural thing. You're having a feeling that you don't really enjoy. So of course you're trying to avoid it by engaging in activities that you think will be stimulating and fun and kind of take away that feeling. But that can only temporarily distract you, and sometimes it doesn't really even distract you from that nasty gnawing feeling of being bored. So this is not fully allowing yourself to feel that boredom. Like I said, allowing yourself to feel bored involves saying yes to the feeling. So it means inviting it in, sitting with it for a bit, even when you want to run from it. So it means noticing when you are looking for distractions and reminding yourself to turn into that uncomfortable feeling, to really lean into it. So while sitting with your boredom, you'll have a chance to take a closer look at it and then consider, are you just unmotivated or is there really something else going on, right? Because sometimes that feeling of boredom can kind of have an underlying reason for it. So many people feel bored because disconnecting from the world is their way of kind of protecting themselves from difficult situations or emotions. And even if that kind of isn't a way of coping, with the pandemic, we've all kind of had to find different ways, even 2 years later, of coping. And some of us, myself included, have done that in like really maladaptive or in negative ways that aren't really productive or good for our mental health. So to solve this problem, you can simply unplug. Then nothing can bother you, or so you hope, right? I mean, I'm even guilty of that. So this isn't usually done consciously. You don't say, I'm going to completely turn away from the world. But sometimes we do that to kind of protect ourselves. You sit quietly with your boredom and you allow yourself to become aware of those thoughts or those feelings that arise deep from within. So basically you're becoming more cognizant of the thought process behind being bored. If nothing comes to you, it can help to just kind of review the circumstances of your life slowly, the kind of things that have led you up, even things like that day that have led you to become bored in the present moment. So turning your attention to each one and giving yourself a chance to become more aware of those reactions that you have to those events. So if you find that you're avoiding some particular experience, be respectful of those efforts to protect yourself because there is probably a reason you're doing that. But so approach those topics and those events with care, be kind to yourself. And some ways to do this are you might want to journal about it or talk to a trusted, supportive friend. And if you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, but keep returning to those things that you're confronting for maybe the reason for your boredom. You do want to keep challenging yourself, but you need to do so in a very nurturing and helpful and adaptive way, right? So if you feel overwhelmed again, take that step back, but do keep returning. And as you acknowledge, label, and invite in those experiences, they're going to inform you about what you might need to do next to avoid that feeling of boredom again. And when those feelings of negativity and maybe even boredom do come back, what can you do to kind of calm that? So, so feel lonely. You'll be more aware of your desire to connect. Feel afraid. You might not notice a desire for what you fear. Feel empty. You need to explore what fills you up, even if it is just a little bit. And then for some people, boredom is a part of being depressed. So, you might be sad, but you might also just lack interest and have lost the capacity to really feel like you can enjoy anything. And if you struggle with this, it can sometimes help to get yourself moving, to get yourself back into the groove, despite wanting to kind of hunker down and turn inward. Things like going for a walk, exercising, connecting with friends, making plans to socialize, those can all be very good for you. Along with, of course, making sure you're getting enough sleep and eating properly, right? Because you got to fuel your mind and your body to feel your best. Despite what you're dealing with, it all kind of goes hand in hand. So together, these kinds of actions can help people re-engage and in their life and make these small positive steps towards feeling better. And as a result, feeling less bored and feeling less stuck, right? So just to kind of end, something that I really hope you take from this is that being compassionate to your struggles, just as you would be to anybody else's, is going to be cornerstone to this. So supporting and encouraging yourself to face these things. And if you need the help of a therapist, of course, CAPS is a great resource. Always have to plug them. But yeah, if you need that extra support, there are resources. So in the end, coming out of your boredom can feel like taking, a fresh breath after breaking out of this cold, dark, isolated room. So yeah. So I hope that you guys have kind of learned something. And if you're feeling bored, I hope that you kind of use this as a resource. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.